Hey guys, what is going on? This is cjs064. I'm here with another Pokemon battle, but I got a special surprise for you guys. Today it's not just one battle, but it's three battles with my friend Inza. Basically we're just testing OU format, and we've got a best out of three match right here, so yeah, let's just get right into the battle, so let the games begin. So as you guys all probably know, in addition to new bans, Lucario Right has been banned. What's your guys' opinion on that? Share with me. So I'm going to start off with my Dragonite. He's going to start with his Darmanitan. So I'm thinking it might be Scarf. So I'll start off with the Dragon Dance. He goes for the Rock Slide. Little does he realise I've got the weakness policy on Dragonite. So basically from the bat, basically with Dragon Dance and the weakness policy, its attack is going to be through the roof, which I just love the fact that it's so high already. Now, considering that Darmanitan doesn't have a lot of defense, so I thought I'd go for Extreme Speed and try and kill it, basically because I thought it was Scarfed, and after I found out it actually was Scarfed, so I made the right move there. So 1 up with Shiny Dragonite leading the charge. So I go for the Dragon Claw. This one doesn't know Outrage. The reason, obviously, if it has Lumberry, then it would use Outrage, but my one, I just gave it the weakness policy and the Dragon Claw, just because I don't like being locked into Outrage. So I go for the Dragon Claw, he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, burns my Dragonite. Not too overly fussed, considering that it has the +3 attack from the Dragon Dance weakness policy. And now that there's 2 Pokemon down thanks to 1 Dragonite. So, good job Dragonite, keep on going. And the next thing he brings in is Conkeldurr. And he goes for the Mach Punch, trying to kill me, and it just manages to survive the Mach Punch. I already knew it was going to survive, even with the crit, so I was just like, wow, getting lucky with the crit. Go for the Dragon Claw, takes about 50%, I was pretty happy with that, and Dragonite is out for the count from the Will-O-Wisp burn. Next I bring in my Azumarill. This is the Belly Drum version, so I've got basically low HP, go for the Belly Drum, to go for the max attack. I get completely fooled here because Hirawasuki doesn't have any poison moves, and sure enough it does. It has the poison jab, and it's going to take out my Azumarill, so it's just like, I'm quite the fool. So that was just a stupid misplay on my part, not expecting the poison jab, because, you know, I'm guessing Conkeldurr should already expect to be versing fairies. So next I bring in my Gengar, I go for the Dazzling Gleam to kill it. My Gengar is Life Orb, so basically, because it's timid, it's pretty fast, so I thought just go for the extra power. So yeah, so that is 3-2. So next he brings in his Diggersby. Now, when I saw this Diggersby outspeed my Gengar, I was completely baffled. I was like, how the hell is this possible? But I made a misclick here. Instead of hitting the Sludge Bomb, or Destiny Bomb, I accidentally hit Shadow Ball. And I mean, no normal person would use Shadow Ball against a normal type Pokemon, so that was pretty lack of me clicking the freaking button, I guess. So that's 3-3 now. So next I bring in my Charizard, and I go for the X Mega Evolution. And I didn't know at the time, but apparently his Diggersby was Choice Scarf, which is why it outsped my Gengar. So he goes for the Wild Charge, and I go for the Dragon Claw, I believe. Yeah, Dragon Dance. Yeah. So I was just, yeah, Dragon Dance, and then go into the Dragon Claw. So I was just like, yeah, this Diggersby is really annoying. But basically, because it was locked into the Wild Charge, basically he just wanted to get it out so he could do a different move. So he brings his Charizard as Death Spotter. So maybe he's lucky enough to hit the crit to kill his Charizard. So that's 4-3 now. Brings in Diggersby now, I can use a different move. I go for the Flare Blitz to kill it. Surprisingly, I didn't think my Charizard would outspeed it, even with the Choice Scarf, but it does. So that's about the first game, because now he's down to his last Pokemon, it's Lilligant. And that's pretty much game 1. So I was pretty happy with that first thing. So I've lost half my Pokemon. Yeah, like I really like Mega Charizard. I think it's pretty good. But I actually do like Mega Pinsir. Mega Pinsir is actually pretty good as well. And that was game 1. Now we move on to game 2. I kept my team. He changed his team. He's got a Latias on his team, and a Breloom and a Greninja. So this is game 2. Brings up his Diggersby. At this point, knowing it's Choice Scarfed, I pretty much went for the Tyranitar Scarf Leaf. But I kind of screwed up here because forgetting that it has the Choice Scarf, goes for the U-turn. I go for Dragon Dance with Tyranitar. He goes for the U-turn and brings in Breloom. So that was actually a really smart move considering you're going up against Tyranitar and basically rendering my first move pointless. Because basically it would go for the Mud Punch and try to kill my Tyranitar, which he actually does. So basically I have to swap out Tyranitar, which is a good force switch as well. Basically set up Spore. But he expected me to stay in, so he went for the Mud Punch. I bring in my Gengar, expecting the Mud Punch, and sure enough, that was the case. So then I go for the Dazzling Gleam, and he switches out into his Latias. Nice shiny Latias. Oh no, I went for a Sludge Bomb. I didn't keep track of half this game. And I instantly the Poison. So that was actually pretty awesome, the fact I managed to get Poison on Latias. Now I knew it would probably survive another hit by Gengar. So I just switched out back into my Tyranitar to see in case he goes for a Side Shock or something. But he actually goes for Draco Meteor. And that will pretty much kill my Tyranitar. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of Tyranitar. By the way guys, love the shinies. Love the shinies. All my Pokemon, as you can imagine, that will be shiny from the Pokebank and all that. So yeah, really love the shiny Pokemon. So yeah, next I'm bringing my Azumarill. And basically because it's poisoned and the Draco Meteor is down. Basically, I thought this would be a good opportunity to go for the Belly Drum, because basically it would either have to switch or do like little damage from the special attack reduction. So I go for the Belly Drum, Citrus Berry goes off, and basically Azumarill now is a fully powered Aqua Jet beatdown. So I go for the Aqua Jet, enough, it kills the Latias. So I was pretty happy with that. So you know, Belly Drum Azumarill is pretty good in singles. In doubles, I don't like Azumarill just because of the fact that it gets, if it gets ganged up on, it's pretty bad. So he goes for the Spore and puts my Azumarill to sleep. Not to say I wasn't expecting it, but like, I don't know, I probably could have Aqua Jetted, but here I go for the Aqua Jet now, and so I misplayed there, because realizing how much damage it just did to him. Sorry, I should have just gone for the Aqua Jet straight away. And he kills me with Bullet Seed, and obviously Technician Breloom with Bullet Seed is pretty awesome. Life Orb damage there, then I bring back in my Gengar to pretty much finish the job. But he swaps out again, keeping the Breloom for its Muck Punch ability. Brings in Jellicent. I kind of expected that, that's why I went for the Shadow Ball. And sure enough, it does a whole lot of damage to it. Just about kills it. That's why I like Gengar. The reason why I like Gengar more than Aegislash is for the fact that it's faster than most Pokemon, and its power is just through the roof. And I mean, if you combine it with like Life Orb, you know, at the cost of some health, it's going to just do more damage. I mean, it has no defense, so basically if it gets outsped, it's pretty much the end of Gengar. So he brings back out the Diggersby. And I thought, well, I want to save my Gengar for later, so I swapped out and I brought in my Mandibuzz, just because I knew it would go for Wild Charge. So I pretty much just used my Mandibuzz as Death Fodder. But it takes half damage, so I thought, well, that was pretty good considering. What I was actually going to try and do is go knock off the Choice Scarf. But it turns out that a second Wild Charge would be enough to take out Mandibuzz, so I was pretty disappointed with that. But, you know, it's Pokemon, it happens. When you expect something to happen and it doesn't, luck comes into it. So I bring in my Dragonite now. So considering he's locked into Wild Charge, I thought this would be a good opportunity to go for my Dragon Claw just to try and rush it. I probably should have gone Dragon Dance first, because basically it being locked into Wall Charge, basically it couldn't really do much else. And then I go for Extreme Speed just to finish off because the Dragon Claw wasn't enough. So that's the end of that Diggersby. But yeah, this was just us testing. Goes for Greninja. Now I had a feeling it was a Prodigy, and I knew that, but I didn't know it was special or physical. But it was special, and it's gonna take out my Dragonite, which I'm pretty not happy about it, but it happened. Basically at this point I'm in the corner because that Greninja is going to sweep my whole team, so basically I know Greninja is going to outspeed my Gengar, so goes for the Dark Pulse. It's enough to kill my Gengar, not surprised because there's no defense whatsoever. Then next bring out my Charizard. Now basically I knew he was going to go for I believe he went for Skull. I can't remember. It's been a while since I was developed, but Shiny Mega Charizard X, red wings, looks amazing. Goes for the Dark Pulse, trying to get the flinch, and basically I go for the Dragon Dance to get the extra speed on top of the Greninja, and basically just trying to outspeed his team in general. But little did I forget that he has the what is it? The Muck Punched Breloom still in the wake, so basically. That's pretty much going to be it for me because I think this is my last Pokemon. Brings out the Breloom, goes for the Mark Punch, takes it out because it's no longer a Dragon Flying type, and that is the end of Game 2. So yeah, pretty disappointed about that, but you know, like I said, Pokemon, it happens. And now we go to the final game. This was the real nail biter. Like, even you guys were like, holy shit, look at this game. But yeah, basically this last game, it pretty much came down to our last Pokemon. Like, that's how much of a nail biter this got. So we swapped out teams a little bit. I got the Mamoswine to start off. He's got the Rotom. Basically didn't want to get Hydro Pump, so I swapped out the Mamoswine and went for a Breloom, basically to take the Hydro Pump hit. Shiny at Breloom. And I managed to miss the Hydro Pump, so I was pretty surprised about that. I'll go for the Spore. Going to put the Rotom to sleep, but that was actually a pretty bad move considering that most Rotoms have either Chesto Berry or some sort of Heal Berry. This gives me the opportunity to go for the Will-O-Wisp and burn my Breloom, which I was pretty disappointed with because, well, Breloom, I mean, it's a good attack beater, so for it to get burned, it was just pretty disappointing. So I go for Seed Bomb. Now it does about half with the Will-O-Wisp, so I'm just thinking if I just went Bullet Seed at the first, it actually would have killed the Rotom. So he goes for the Volt Switch, brings out his next Pokemon, and I'm stuck with the burnt Breloom. Brings out Conkeldurr. So I was just like, okay, so it's basically a fighting thing. So considering I knew I was going to do much damage to him, I just went for the Spore to pretty much put the Conkeldurr to sleep. And basically I was going to bring in my Gyarados to try and set up a Dragon Dance. Because my Gyarados is Moxie, I thought I'd try and go for the Rush Sweep while his Conkeldurr was asleep. So I go for the switch, and my opponent got really unlucky with the amount of sleep turns that he got on his Pokemon. So yeah, so that's turn 2 of being asleep. I go for the Dragon Dance, and funnily enough, it actually manages to fall asleep for a consecutive third time, sorry. So that's pretty unlucky for any Pokemon to be asleep for that long in a single match. So I go for the Waterfall, hoping to either get the flinch or it'll kill it. But as you know, Conkeldurr is a very bulky Pokemon. Goes, wakes up, uses a Rock Slide, tries to kill my Gyarados, but it also misses. So I get pretty bad hacks with that Rock Factor over there. Goes for the Mud Punch because he knows it's about to die. So I go for the Waterfall, which is able to kill the Conkeldurr. And that's 1 to me for Game 3. So and my opponent was like, "You serious? It's a freaking Moxie Gyarados?" And I'm like, well, if it didn't intimidate you on the coming in, you can pretty much assume it's a Moxie Gyarados. Go for Stone Edge, kill Rotom kill the Rotom. That's 2 Pokemon down. So basically, that's a nice little start for me. So now I'm at +3 attack, +1 speed. Now here's another one of those misclicks come into it. He goes for the Rock Slide, outspeeding things. I'm guessing it's a Choice Scarf Garchomp. and I just survived. Instead of hitting Waterfall, I hit Stone Edge, because I don't know, I was a bit flimsy with my stylus. So I managed to also get the crit, which I thought was pretty lucky as well. So thinking it was locked into the rock slide, I pulled out my Breedlum again, either to take the hit or to survive to get a Muck Punch into it. But that rock slide would be just enough to kill my Breedlum, because I withstand the hit and then the Will-O-Wisp will kill it. So I was kind of disappointed with that one, so I was just like, you know, for the love of God, really. Next I'll bring in my Mamoswine to kind of try and Ice Shard and kill it. But he wants to keep his Garchomp for later, so basically what I do is I go for the Ice Shard still, force a scare out. He brings in his Greninja to take the hit, and basically it obviously does not much because it's a Greninja. And thinking he was going to go for the water type move, I go for the switch to bring in my Gyarados just to take the hit. Goes for the Scald, and it's enough to kill my Gyarados, so it's just like, damn it. And especially because we were just playtesting for OU, it was just something different. So it's just, I actually like this. Then next I bring in Togekiss, my Scholar Togekiss. Goes for the Ice Beam. My Togekiss is calm, so it obviously would take the hit. The only thing that would have annoyed me was if I got frozen at this point, because it really wasn't something I needed to have happen to me right now. So I go for the Thunder Wave, paralyze the Greninja. So basically now Greninja's grass aspect is now gone, which is its speed. So I now go for the Roost to try and get hopefully a Para Hack and just get a turn in just to get Togekiss in the position where it had high health and was able to dish out hits. Go for the Ice Beam and the Roost. Thanks to Celadon 54, Roost gets rid of the flying aspect of your Pokemon when you use it. So basically, Ice Beam did nothing. So I go for another Roost, hoping the Parahax would come through, but it doesn't. Instead, it goes for a Scald, basically knowing that I was going to use Roost again. Or probably just hoping to get the burn just so I have power reduction each turn, but I managed to survive the hit. And basically I could just sit this all day because basically I keep roosting, the Life Orb on the Greninja would just kill it. But he switches out and brings in his Garchomp to pretty much either take the hit or just survive the turn for the roost. So I go for the Air Slash. It's not enough to kill it. I was pretty disappointed with that because it was just like near death. And I know it's going to go for a Rock Slide and kill my Togekiss, so I just thought, not worth it. So I bring in my Pinsir to take in the Rock Slide. Blue Mega Pinsir. Oh, I love you. Mold Breaker, so basically anything. But he actually goes for Iron Head, which I thought was just perfect for me to make that switch. So basically he goes for the switch to bring in his Greninja again as Death Fodder. I go for the Mega Evolution of Pinsir. Mega Evolution Pinsir is pretty awesome, and the fact that it's such high attack with Quick Attack is actually pretty awesome as well. So I go for the Quick Attack, and because Greninja has no defense, it will actually kill him. And that is the end of that Greninja. So I was pretty happy with that. At this point, I think I was at the advantage, but then he brings out Charizard, and I was just like, oh, this might be bad. So I swapped out, and I brought in my Volcarona to kind of just take whatever he was going to do. But it turns out he actually predicted that and went for a Dragon Dance. So I was just like, wow, he actually read my situation, because he knew I was afraid of taking a hit from that Charizard. Goes for the Dragon Dance, and he's going to obviously take out my Volcarona on the next turn with a Flare Blitz. So basically what my plan was to pretty much let him Flare Blitz my whole team to the point where if I had a priority move like Ice Shard or Quick Attack, I could pretty much just take it out. So go for the Flare Blitz, it takes a chunk of his health. I bring out my Togekiss to kind of take in the next blow. But considering Charizard's high attack and Togekiss has almost no defense, it obviously would kill that as well. So there goes Togekiss. Next I bring in my my Mega Pinsir to kind of try and hopefully get the Quick Attack to kill the Charizard. But as you're going to see, it just manages to survive by a fraction of its health, which I was so annoyed about because now basically it meant he got a free shot to kill my Pinsir, and basically one Pokemon took out 4 Pokemon. So I was, oh sorry, 3 Pokemon. So I was pretty disappointed with that, very much, because it was like all my plans and all that. Like now I'm down to my last Pokemon, which is Mamoswine, and he's got his Breloom and his Garchomp left. Now he told me that he misclicked to bring in the Garchomp at this point, because obviously if you had the Breloom or the near dead Garchomp, you obviously would bring in the Breloom first. But as it turns out, it really didn't matter, because we're now down to our last Pokemon. He was trying to rush me with the Mach Punch, and I kind of knew that. That's why I had the Focus Sash on the Mamoswine. I went for Icicle Crash because basically I knew if he was going to try and rush me with Mach Punch, basically that my Mamoswine would generally outspeed it. So I went for the Icicle Crash to try and kill it. And generally, because if my Pokemon would outspeed his, I'd go for the Ice Shard. And that is the end of the game, and I basically win this entire match by 1 HP. So this game was pretty intense, and obviously the third game always has to be the best game. So congratulations, Inza, that was a very good match. I loved playing with you guys. Playing with you, Inza. And if you ever want a match, by all means, just let me know. If you have any comments or suggestions below, basically if you want to see any Pokemon in battles, if you want to see more Pokemon vids, don't forget to subscribe and like the videos. This is cjs064 over and out.